Okay, so moving on to task number 3, which is to do with databases. Okay, we will be using Microsoft Access to complete this particular task. Okay, so initially you are supposed to examine the file J2321 results.csv and identify the most appropriate field to set as a primary key. Okay, so let's go and open up this file. Let's go and open up the results file, which is over here. And when you open it up, you can see your data over here. Let me click over here and double click on the column width so that all the columns are properly visible. Now from over here, something very important about a primary key is that it needs to contain unique data. It cannot have duplicate values or repeated values. So you can see, for example, start code is having duplicate values. Okay, as you can see over here, repeated. Last name, first name, no chance. Race number. If you look at race number, you can see there are no duplicate values in race number. So race number could be a primary key. If you look at cat code or category code, you can see there are duplicate values or repeated values. So category code also cannot be what? Cannot be a primary key field. So it has to be race number. Okay, so this particular field is going to be our primary key field. Okay, so I'm going to close this file now. Let me go ahead and close it. Don't save changes. Okay. Now, when I go through my question paper over here, it says using database software, import the file J2321 results.csv. So the database software that I will be using is Microsoft Access. So let me open up Access. Okay, here you go. Access is open up on my screen. And over here, I'm going to take a blank database. And the name doesn't matter because the question paper hasn't really given me a name to save it under. What matters is where I save it. So over here, I'm going to choose the location, and the location is going to be where all my other data files have been saved, which is over here. And I'm going to click on OK, and I'm going to click on Create. Okay. So over here, I'm going to import the results CSV file. So I'm going to say external data, new data source from file, from text file. Okay. CSV is a type of text file. So I click on this, I click on browser, and I go into my folder, which is over here, and I take the results file and I say open, and I say okay over here. So now it's asking me, is it delimited or is it fixed width? My data will be delimited because characters such as comma, you can see over here we have commas. Commas are what are separating my fields. So my data is going to be delimited, and I click on next. And then do not forget to take this. First row contains the field names. We click on next. Okay. Now over here, we can check the data type along with the question paper, or we can do this checking of the data type when the start code is text. Over here, the question paper has mentioned what the data type should be. So these data types, we can do it once we have imported the CSV file into Access. After we complete this, we can check it in datasheet view. So for now, I'm just going to click on next. And over here, I'm going to choose my primary key as race number. Okay, my primary key is going to be the race number. Now I click on next, finish. Do you want to remember these steps? Not really. I don't need to remember them. So now you can see the table has been imported. Now I'm going to go into design view. Okay, view, design view. So over here, you can see the field names. You can see the data types. If you like, you can do a comparison. Windows left arrow and take this on the side. So you can see start code is text, last name is text, first name is text, race number is number. Okay, and it needs to be 0 decimal places. So I'll come over here, come to the field properties and say 0. Club names should be text, cat code should be text, UOB should be number and 0 decimal places. Race time should be date time. Okay, so we want that to, for example, we can keep it as normal as the long time. Okay, hour, just like here. Okay, hour, a minute and second. Okay, and then status is short text, event rank is number with 0 decimal places, and this is also 0 decimal places. Right, so I can go ahead and take a screenshot of this, Windows Shift S, and take a screenshot here, go into my evidence document and paste it over here. Okay, and now I can go back into normal datasheet view. Do you want to save the table? Yes. And now I can save it. Okay. Now, if you move on to the question paper, there is another part which says we need to also import this particular table, the times table, start times table. So let's do that. Let's again go into external data, new data source, from file, text file, browse, and the file is start times. So we click on open. Okay. And once again, delimited, commas are what's separating the data. Next. First row contains the field names. Next. This I will check it after I import it. Next. The primary key, I think they have given it to us. The primary key is the group code. So group code is the primary key. Next. And we say finish. And then it asks, do you want to save the import steps? So we don't, we can say close. Okay, so start times is over here. This table has also been imported. I'm going to go into the design view of this. Okay, keep it side by side. So text, date, time. It needs to be in which format? I need this format. And then you take a screenshot. Okay, Windows Shift S from here to here. And go into my evidence document and keep it over here. Right. Now, where we go next is, so this is also done. Now we need to import the file cat codes. Okay, so let's do that as well. Let's go back into datasheet view. Yes. Let's go into external data, new data source, from file, text file, browse. So cat codes are over here. We click on open. We click on OK. Delimited as usual. First row contains the field names. This we will deal with it later. Choose my own primary key, and the primary key according to the question paper is cat code. So we choose cat code from over here. Next, finish. Do you want to remember these steps? Not really. Okay, so the three tables have been imported now successfully. Okay, so for this also, do we need a screenshot? Yes, we do need a screenshot. So let's again go into datasheet design view, Windows Shift S. Take a screenshot from here to here. Come to step 17. Control V, that has been pasted. All right. Now it says create one-to-many relationships as links between them. So now we need to connect the tables. Now before connecting the tables, let's ensure that we have closed all opened tables in our database. Let's first close all of these. Otherwise, the relationship would not get created. Okay. So now let's go into database tools. Let's click on relationships and let's take all three tables from over here. Okay. Let's make them bigger so we can properly see all the fields. Okay, and now I'm going to connect the fields. So how do we connect them? It says the group code field in the start times table with the start code in the results table. Okay, so group code in the start time with start code in results. So drag and drop. Okay, look here, drag this field and drop it over this. Okay, and click on enforce referential integrity. Okay, and click on create. Okay, so here you can see the relationship has been created and it's a one-to-many relationship that has been created over here. The next relationship that we need is cat code field in the cat codes table with cat code in the results table. So cat code from here, drag and drop it over cat code over here. There you go. Drag and drop cat code from the cat codes table with cat code from the results table. Ensure you say enforce referential integrity and click on create. Okay, so this relationship has also been created. And now what do we do next? Place in your evidence document screenshots showing the one-to-many relationships. So Windows Shift S, and we take a screenshot of this relationship, and we come and paste it in step 18, Control V. There you go, we have pasted it over there. Then moving on to the next part, what does it say? We need to add the following as a new record in the results table. So the first thing that we need to do over here is let's first save this relationship. Let's click on save and save it. And now we can close it. Now let's open up the results table and let's go right down to the bottom and let's start entering our data over here. Okay. So what is the data go as? It goes as H06 Waddle Basil, H06. Then we have Waddle. Then we have Basil. Then we have 1203 power cycles. Power cycles. Then C5 1992, C5 1992. Then we have 125.13 fin, 125.13 fin, 122.68, 122 and 68. Okay, so we are done with this entering of the record. Go through it, ensure you have entered it properly. Okay, and then moving on, it then says save the data. So let's go ahead and click on save. And then it says over here, using fields from the results and start time tables, produce a tabular report that selects the records where this is the group code and this is the YOB. Okay. Now, before we can produce a report, we first have to create a query that selects only this data. Okay. That displays only this data. So let us first go and create a query. And that query, I'm going to convert it into a report. Okay, so let me show you how it works. I'll come into create and I'll come into query design. Okay, so from here, which tables am I going to use? I need to use the results and start times table. Okay, so let's take the results table and the start times table. Okay, now over here, which fields am I supposed to show? So the fields that I'm supposed to show are group code, last name, first name. Group code, last name, first name, then YOB status race time, YOB status race time, and event rank. So event rank is over here in this particular order. Okay. Sort the data into descending order of YOB. So I'll not do this now. I'll do it in the report itself. Okay. Sorting of data, I'll do it in the report itself. Okay. Now, what were my criteria? Number one is group code is supposed to be HC00. So group code is over here. And I want only HC00. So in double quotes, I'm going to say HC00. I only want these group codes. And next is 19. The YOB should be 1975 or later. So for YOB, I'm going to say I want greater than or equal to, because 1975 or later, no. So greater than or equal to 1975. Okay. So now let's run this. Let's execute this in query design. You can click on run. It will generate the results. It will generate records that fulfill your two criteria. Okay. So that is done. Now we are going to convert this into a report. So let's come to create and let's say report wizard. Okay. So do you want to save the query? Yes, I want to save it. Whatever name, doesn't matter. Okay. Now, do you need all the fields? Yes, I need all the fields that were in my query. I want all those fields to be in my report. So we click on next. Then how do you want to view your data? Let's view it by results itself. Okay, let's not go to do any grouping. Let's not view it by group code. Let's view it by results itself. So we click on next. Do you want to add any grouping? The question paper has very clearly said no grouping. Do not group the data. So we click on next again. Sorting, you do remember there was a sorting to be done, which was descending order of YOB. So let's select YOB. And let's say descending order. Okay, I want this to be in descending order. Next. Layout, it has to be tabular. Orientation, it has to be portrait. Okay, so tabular portrait. Okay, so let's click on next. And what is the title? I want the title to be, sorry, where is it? Scratch category outcomes. Let's zoom in a little more. Scratch category outcomes. So let's type this scratch category outcomes. Okay, so now we click on finish. Okay, so now we do have our report. Okay, but let's ensure that the report is exactly as how the question paper has asked us for it. Okay, so we have a problem over here. You can see YOB has come first because I think we sorted it. It has come first. Let's quickly go into layout view and sort that out. So in layout view, remember YOB has to come after first name. So let's click on this, press shift and click on the data and drag this after first name. I want it to appear after the first name. So there you go. There it is. Okay. And now let's move these a little bit to the left. Okay. So click, press shift, click, move it a lot that side. You can make it a lot smaller as well. Okay. Then last name, click, press shift, click, take it all the way there. Okay. It's not touching anything. Click, press shift, click, take it all the way over there. And YOB, click, press shift, click, take it all the way over there. Status, click, press shift, take it all the way over there. So now time can be made a lot bigger. This can be made a lot bigger. Click, press shift, click, take it up. Okay. So all our data is quite visible, readable. Okay. Nothing is hidden, blocked. We have a small problem over here, isn't it? So let me see if I can make this a little smaller to accommodate that side. Okay. So now this name is properly visible. Yeah, no problems. Okay. Right. What do we do next then? So we need to calculate the number of database records shown in this report and place this at the end of the report, fully visible and formatted to 0 decimal places. So I need to count how many records are there in this report. So I'm just going to click on the first name column. Just click on the first name. And if you come to report layout design, you can count the records. Under totals, you can count the records. I'm going to click on that. And at the bottom, it gives me the number. It says there are 32 records over here. Okay. The question paper then tells me, has the label number of cyclists fully visible to the left of this value? So to the left of this value, I need to have a label that says number of cyclists. So it's not a good idea to do that in this view. It will be better if you can go into design view. So when you're in design view here, you have the count. Let's make this slightly bigger. Okay, let's come to report design. Let's take a label from here, take a label, draw it from here to here. And let's say number of cyclists. Okay, there you go. I think I kept a space for no reason. Number of cyclists. Okay, right. That's also done. If I come into report view, you can see it's there at the bottom, number of cyclists, and the number is over there. There's one more thing that needs to be done. Has your name, center number, and candidate number on the report. So ideally, it will be good if you can put this, if you come into design view and put it in the page footer area. Okay, so let's increase the page footer area, and you need a label. Okay, so in report design, take a label from over here, draw your label from here, and over here, you will need to type your name, center number, and candidate number. Your name, center number, and your candidate number over here. Right. Let's go back into report view. So over here we are. And over here, what do we do? Place in your evidence document a screenshot showing the database formula used to calculate the number of cyclists. So we need to show the formula that was used over here. And you cannot see it in layout view. You will have to go into design view. In design view is where you can see the formula. Can you see equal count? Now, I hope you do remember, you didn't type this formula. You simply came to totals and got it from here. Okay. But the examiner wants to see the formula that was inserted over there. Okay. So come into design view. And you can take a screenshot of this, Windows Shift S. And let's take a screenshot from here to here. Let's go and paste it over here under step 20, Control V. There you go. We have now pasted it over here. The next question goes as, so save and print your report. So we can click on save. Let's go back into report view, and then you can press Control P, and then you can choose your printer from over here, and then say OK and have it printed. Okay, so then you would be done with this. The next question, which is also from database. So once again, you're supposed to produce a tabular report, but before producing a report, you will have to produce a query, okay, with the following criteria. And this time there is a new field that you have to create called time per kilometer. And inside time per kilometer, there is a formula that you need to run. So the formula is what? The race time field divided by the race distance of 50 kilometers. So what we'll do is, let us create the query. Let us create this new field first. Then let's insert the other fields. Then let's insert the criteria. Okay. So let me show you how it works. Let's go into create. Let's go into query design. Okay. So over here, like I told you, let's first create the calculating field, which was called what? Which was called time per kilometer. So I'm going to type time underscore per underscore kilometer colon, which means end of field name. This is the field name, and that's the end of it. Now I'm going to put a square bracket because I'm referring to a field name. There's a field called race underscore time. Okay, there's a field called race underscore time. I want to take that field and divide it by 50. Its value, I want to divide it by 50. Okay, and remember that this field should display the answers in this format, hour, minute, second. So let's do that also now itself. Let's come into the property sheet. So we click over here. I'm in query design. I click on property sheet, and the properties for this field right now, it's not appearing. Let's just click on a blank spot, and then let's come back here again. Now you get the format over here. Let's click on format and say I want the long time to be visible. That is the hour, minute, and second will be visible. Okay, I want the long time to be visible. Okay, right. Now, shall we run it and see if it's actually working? Let's go into, let's close this. Okay, right. And we are in query design now. So we have given our field divided by 50. Okay, right. Now what we are going to do now is, okay, now what we are going to do is we are going to add the other fields. Okay, so time per kilometer was just one field that we were supposed to create. Okay, and we have done it over here. Let's add the other fields as well. So what were the other fields? We need to use which tables? Results and cat codes table. So let's take results and let's take the cat codes tables as well. Okay, and now let's take the relevant fields that we need. So we need the fields race number, first name, last name, race number, first name, last name. Then we need cat rank, club name, cat rank, club name, category, status, category, status, and what is the other one? Time per kilometer, we have already done. It's right at the beginning. Once we create our report, we'll move it. And then there is one more field, which is called race time. So I also need race time. Race time is over here. Double click. It has gone all the way over here. Okay, right. Perfect. Right. Now, what were my criterias? The club name includes the text power. So there are many club names. I only want the club names that contain the name power. So in club name, look very carefully how I type my criteria for club name. What I do is I put double quotes and I say asterisk power asterisk, which means contains the word power in it. Okay, I want club names that contain the word power in it. Okay, which is why the asterisks are there. Okay. The next criteria is status does not include DNF or DNS. So I do not want statuses that are DNF or DNS. So for status, what do I say? Not. I say not, not in double quotes DNS. Okay, close double quotes, and not DN. Okay, so I do not want these two. Okay, these are the two that I do not want, DNS and DNF. Okay. Any other criterias? No, those are the only two criterias. The sorting, I will be doing it in the report itself. Okay, the time per kilometer field I have included already. Okay, so let's convert this, let's run this, and let's see how it looks. Query design, let's click on run. And you can see over here, you have all your results. Okay, they are fulfilling your criterias as well. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this query and I'm going to convert it into a report. So create, and I'm going to say report wizard. Okay, now over here I can arrange the order. So I do not want the time per kilometer to be the first column. That needs to be the one before last column, if you do remember. So race number, take all of them. Then before race time per kilometer, then race time. So I click on next. So there are quite a lot of fields. Click on next. Okay, I want to view it by results. Next. No grouping. Question paper had very clearly told me not to do any grouping here. Do not group the data. So again, next. Sorting also, I'm not going to do it right now. I'll show you later on where I'm going to do the sorting. So I'm not going to do the sorting right now. Okay, next again. So layout, I want it to be tabular. Orientation, I want it to be landscape. Okay, landscape. And over here, I'm going to untick this box because there are so many fields. And when there are so many fields, trying to fit them all into one page, sometimes a field might get pushed out. So I'll manually adjust the width of them. Okay. And I'll make sure they fit into one page. Okay, so for now, I'm going to untick this. Okay, we click on next. What is the title? So the title that was given to us was Power Club Results. Okay, so Power Club Results. Oh, sorry, bad. And we click on finish. So there you go. Our report is done. Okay, but however, it's going into multiple pages. Right now we are in print preview. Let's go into layout view and let's arrange it neatly. Let's go into print preview, and over here race number is print preview, I mean layout view. Let's go into layout view and let's arrange this. So race name is way too big, first name is way too big. Okay, so last name we can move it, click, press shift, click, take it over there. And we can obviously make this a lot smaller. Click, press shift, click. Okay, too big still, make it smaller. Perfect. Then cat rank, click, press shift, click, take it all the way over there. Then club name, click, press shift, click, take it all the way over here. And I think it's way too big. We can make it a lot smaller. And then click, press shift, click, take it all the way over there. Okay, it's way too big. Let's make it smaller. Okay, so are there any more fields? There are definitely. Status, click, press shift, click, take it all the way over there. Let's make this a lot smaller. No fields are getting cut out. Then time per kilometer, click, press shift, click, take it all the way over there. Okay, which is also way too big. Make it a lot smaller. Take it all the way over there. Then let's go to the last column. Click, press shift, click, take it all the way over here. Okay, so now it's fitting one A4 paper perfectly. Okay, you see the line, the dotted line, that's the end of the A4 paper. Now, do not forget there was some sorting to be done, which I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to come home. And which was the field we need to sort? Ascending order of club name. So let's do that. Club name, click on it. I click on the data, sorry, click on the data and say you want it to be in ascending order. And then by what? Ascending order of cat rank. So cat rank is over here. Click on the data and say ascending order. Okay, so there you go. You have done the sorting as well. Okay, I think that didn't work out. Ascending order of club name and ascending order of cat rank. Okay, so no, let's do it again. Let's do it like this. Advanced. Let's click on advanced filter or sort, because we need both sortings to happen at the same time. Okay. Right now, what's happening is it started sorting it by cat rank. Okay, so again, club name is messed up. That didn't work. We need to do both at the same time. So let's click on advanced filter or sort. So first, we want to take it by club name. First, sort by club name. That is in ascending order. Then by cat rank. That too in ascending order. Okay, we want them to be done at the same time. Okay, so now let's right click and say apply this filter or sort. Now it has come out perfectly. Okay, now you can see the sorting has happened quite fine. Okay, so what do we need next then? Next it says has your name, center number and candidate number in the footers of the report, so it appears in the same position on every page. So ideally it would be best to place it in the report footer. Okay, so let's go into design view again. And over here we have, sorry, the page footer, not report footer, page footer area. Let's increase it a little bit. And as usual in report design, let's take a label. Let's draw the label over here. And over here, what do we say? Name, center number, candidate number. Name, center number, candidate number. And then what does it say? Place in your evidence document a screenshot showing the database search criteria used to select this. Okay, so this we will have to go back into our query. I'm going to save this. I'm going to save this. I'm going to go back into our query. I'm going to go into the design view of our query. And I need to take a screenshot showing my status criteria. So over here, you can see my status criteria is quite, the column is quite big enough. The formula is, sorry, my criteria is very clearly visible. Now Windows Shift S. We take a screenshot from here to here. We come to evidence 21, step 21, Control V. Okay. And is that the end of the question? Save and print your report. So we need to come back into the report again. and let's go back into print preview. Okay, and once you're satisfied with this, you can click on print and choose your printer and say okay. Right. So with that, we have come to the end of the database question. 27 marks coming from database. I hope you have benefited. However, we still do have one more remaining, which is presentation, quite a small one. Okay. So I hope it's going well for you, and see you in the next video where we will be completing task 4, which is the final task, presentation question. Okay.